Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to explore exactly how Python works, from the moment you write your code to the point it runs as a program on your machine. Python is known for being easy to write and read, but under the hood it goes through some pretty interesting steps before your code actually runs. In this lesson, we'll walk through that entire journey step by step using a simple visual guide. Let's get started. We begin in the code editor. This is where you write your Python program. You might be building a calculator, automating a task, or just printing hello world. But once you are done writing, you save your work as a Python source file. This file ends with the extension .py. At this point, it's just a plain text file with your code inside. The magic starts when we run that file through the Python system. When you run a Python file, something interesting happens in the background. Python uses a compiler to take your code and translate it into bytecode, a lower level version of your code that's easier for a computer to work with. This bytecode is saved in a file that ends in .pyc or .pyc. Now it's important to note that bytecode isn't the same as machine code. Your computer still doesn't run this directly. Instead, it's a kind of intermediate language that's designed to be understood by something called the Python virtual machine. Once the bytecode is ready, it's handed off to the PVM, short for Python virtual machine. The PVM is like an interpreter that reads your bytecode and runs it line by line. It's the engine behind the scenes that actually executes your code. The virtual machine is part of what makes Python so flexible because it creates a layer between your code and the operating system. That means your Python program can run on Windows, Mac, or Linux without needing to be rewritten. So your .py file becomes .pys, then the PVM reads that and starts executing your program. As your program runs, it might use additional features like math functions, file handling, or external tools. These extra features come from libraries and modules which Python loads in during execution. Think of libraries like toolkits. Instead of writing everything from scratch, you can import powerful tools that save you time and simplify your code. Python has thousands of these modules built in or available online for things like data analysis, web development, machine learning, and more. And as shown in the diagram, these libraries feed into the process just before or during execution, giving your program extra functionality when needed. Eventually, all of this, the bytecode, the virtual machine, the libraries, comes together to produce machine code. This is the binary code, the ones and zeros, that your computer actually understands. Behind the scenes, the Python interpreter takes care of translating your high-level code into machine-level instructions so the CPU can execute them. And that's the final step. Your program runs. Maybe it prints a result, saves a file, or responds to user input, but now it's fully functional and running live. Let's quickly review everything we've covered about how Python works. It all begins when you write your code in a code editor and save it as a file that ends with the letters py. When you run that program, Python automatically compiles the code into something called bytecode. This is saved in a file that ends with pyc, and it's designed for the Python virtual machine. The Python virtual machine, often called the PVM, takes that bytecode and begins to execute it one step at a time. While doing this, it also pulls in any libraries or modules your code depends on, giving your program access to powerful tools and functionality. Finally, Python translates everything into machine-level instructions, the binary code your computer understands, and your program runs. That's the full journey your Python code takes, from a simple text file to a fully running application. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.